man in the yellow jersey is sitting in the quarterfinals, exactly where he needs to be. Matter of fact, I think he wants to go further because it's needed if he wants to stay in that final five.
Yeah, that is a true statement. Griffin Colapinto, he's our defending champ here at Punta Roca. And I love what you just talked about, Peter, is the contrast we're going to see of the springy surfing of Griffin Colapinto and the coiled approach by C.O'Leary. Switch equipment. Here we go on the paddle. Open priority right now. Looks like C.O'Leary's going to get the inside. Needs to make it around this section. On his heels for just a bit. O'Leary coils up, floats through that first section, still chasing this wave down. Fits a snap in there, in between the ribs. One more dart at the lip, stabbing the lip one more time, catches that outside rail. That was disastrous.
It doesn't matter if you're forehand or backhand, you're surfing against the other ocean and somehow finding the best waves. As we watch this replay here, this wave way more challenging to surf. You see all the bumps on the face, trying to pick your spot. And that might have affected that situation where he fell. You know, that one there gets the tail released and then straight up again. And just...
right behind him, Griffin Colapinto on a cleaner faced wave. Carves through there. Looking good on his mayhem. Double pump bottom turn. A lot of spray. Hacking all the way around. Colapinto weaving down the line, picking his spot. One more big hack for our defending champ. Griffin with a nice start in this quarterfinal. And a nice finish. Stares at the judges' tower, dares him to give him a good score.
Two-wave set. Griffin did try to paddle hard to get inside position over Connor. Connor ended up with it. With that fall, though, momentum definitely with Griffin in that exchange. Just grabs the nose of the board and just almost looks like a different surf spot. How much smoother on the face is this wave? Those two turns on the outside, just beautifully done. Had to weave his way, but he's seeing down the line and realizing that this wave is going to load back up with some energy. There is that flat spot in the middle of this wave. That's why he's pumping down the line and then goes to these searing carves. One of the best. You know, he just looks so easily as he goes into those turns, but there's just water flying off the rail and he carries his speed so well, and then a solid finish.
What do you think is, well, we'll check this out first in slow motion because I love the study of the rail work of Griffin Colapinto.
And Griffin, see how high he keeps his arm up? It's a little different than anyone else. And again, that angle of attack, and he keeps it above, so he gets a tighter arc, but somehow the length of the rail, so he's able to keep that leg straight, that front leg straight as he goes into this wrap. See there, it's straightened out, compresses the back leg, and he keeps that leg straight all the way through, and that's the length of the rail staying in the water.
O'Leary on wave number 2, vertical stab to start. Needs to make up some ground, does it so with a float, finds some open face, stabs it there, looking quick and on rail. DHD gliding underneath the feet of O'Leary and that coiled approach, but an early kick out, recognizing that that wave maybe tapered too much for his liking. Not only do you have to deal with all kinds of waves on the championship tour, you have to deal with all kinds of temperatures, from frigid to tropical, getting loose in the tropics. Griffin Colapinto opened up with an 8.17. Here he is, wave number 2, floating through that section there. Gets caught up, but is able to bounce off the whitewater. That was a difficult section to negotiate. Finds his way into the open face, and now he's going to continue his assault down the line. Colapinto looking sharp, bringing speed, rail control, getting loose with the fins, variety of maneuvers. Again, double float to the finish, throws the tail, air reverse, no problem, exclamation point finish for Griffin Colapinto. He is going to back up that 8.17 in a tremendous way.
And it's it's a good sized set wave. He had to chase it on the outside. You know, the float right here is, like you said, how he kept the momentum going after he just got swallowed by whitewater. That was important to keep him going down the line to get to this open face where the wave has nicer pace. And this is where he can kind of start to relax a little bit. Pick and choose where those little steeper sections are. It lays down, but he has such great flow. He somehow finds that acceleration. He gets those tail whips, and then the finish here, I'm just going to put, since it is a smaller wave, you have to have something kind of dynamic at the end, and that's what he's done here, pulls it off with ease.
Wow, we opened up with 8.17. And look at this. This is the difficult part right here. Kind of missed time, and just I thought he caught his rail. I thought he was going to go down. Was able to emerge from that section and then just continue on down the line.
He's chucking fins after it.
And chucking fins. That was so impressive.
It is very impressive. And, you know, when things are going right, which means is why he's in the yellow jersey, things are going right.
Yeah, and talk about a board being glued to your feet. I mean, suction cups there.
Yeah, it is. You know, he's got probably the right wax. I mean, there's all these little things that you don't really touch on. Like, we're talking about 86-degree water. You have to have the right temperature wax. We have different temperatures that we use on our surfboards to have it so it won't melt. You know, the harder the wax is for the tropics.
I mean, I'm just watching his feet right now. Clocks in for Griffin Colapinto. Here comes Conor O'Leary on the comeback. They're on the fins there on the backhand. One more fin chuck, big snap. Comes around this section, backhand float. Gets on his heels for a bit, can't find more open face. Conor O'Leary got a wave, Peter.
Yep, utilizing his priority here, and a little cleaner on the face, and beautiful first turn, whipping it out of the top. A little carve to set up this move here. Again, that tomahawk that he throws in the lip vertically, just whipping through each and every turn. That's that backhand attack. So much different than the forehand. And beautiful finish, really hit it hard. And we're still waiting on the score for this one. Look at the technique there. Low arm in the bottom turn, drives up into the lip, and that just releasing the tail with the water spraying out the back. You know, when you can get the combination of both of those, where you get the actual carve with the spray and the release, and then there, mixing it up on the backhand, that's one thing I think that he has refined in his surfing, is that it's easy to get repetitive on the backhand. It takes years to figure out. Like you know, you're going to all these different venues. You got to find out what foods are going to work for you during each venue.
Let's see what Griffin Colapinto has for us right here. Long float, clear that section. Float with a little extension off of it. What a rail turn right there, showing a lot of rail control, variety. Little fakey move there, likes the finish, looking to improve upon that 7.5.
But this wave here, you talk about variety. Look at this. He sets up the first turn, beautiful arc. Didn't drive it too far back, so he didn't get caught behind the nice gliding floater. He carries a ton of speed. That drift over the top, a little different style of floater, and then that arc, just beautiful arc. The way he's able to just drive through that maneuver. There gets some release, rides backward, and yeah, ton of variety.
Yeah.
Does it improve on the 7.5? We'll have to wait for the judges think, but look at that arc all the way up. See the carve in the lip that high. You can see you can cheat a little bit and go lower and still get kind of a bunch of spray, but the fact that he goes up on the edge and gets the carve done, and then here the variety throws that little release, rides backwards, had the grab there as well, releases, comes out. Every single turn a little bit different.
O'Leary, smooth face here, and he explodes into it. Going vert on the backhand. Second turn, vertical again. Has to try to clear it with a foam climb. That foam gobbles up the rails, takes him down. Shoreline, that was some freestyling. Here's a replay, Conor O'Leary.
Yeah, and Conor O'Leary, that was just a beautiful first step, and then this one here rammed it. Just beautiful done. And he was on his way down the line.
Dial a bomb. No one's picking up right now for Conor O'Leary, and he's not going to get the set wave that he needs. Congratulations in the water to Griffin Colapinto, 15.67, near excellent heat total for the surfer from San Clemente.